YouTube Nation, Manfit TV, aka me TV, aka the doctor. That's right, because apparently some of y'all are sick of me, but I'm gonna give y'all a prescription to put y'all perspective back in focus. So we're gonna start off with the Philadelphia Phillies. So let's get started, okay? I wanna say this right now. For those who don't know, Philly fans, Charlie Manuel, as we see the outrage that's going on here in Philly, Charlie Manuel has been fired. We know this, all right? Now, for those who don't know, there was a couple articles saying at first that he wasn't fired, that he retired. And then we saw that Charlie Manuel said, no, I didn't retire. I didn't really want to leave. They fired him. They gave him a pink slip. This is a bad move, Philadelphia Phillies, the organization. And I'm looking at Ruben Amaro Jr. on this one once again. Why? Because there was supposed to be a celebration for Charlie Manuel not too long ago when he got his 1,000th victory. There was supposed to be a celebration, and you handed him his pink slip. Are you serious? This is what you do? Look, for everything that Charlie Manuel has done here, and I understand a lot of people, we jump on Charlie for making bonehead decisions. I mean, I cannot tell you how legendary the 2009 decision to keep Brad Lidge in against the Yankees will come back to haunt us, okay? But also understand, he gave us a World Series in 2008, all right? He's won multiple NL titles, and I know a lot of people saying, well, Raj put that team together. No, understand, Ruben Amaro Jr. gambled away pretty much our future for big names, for contracts. That's what he did, all right? Our farm system is pretty much gutted. We have to trade up and trade down. It's ridiculous the way things are going. So Ruben Amaro Jr. is to blame for this one. But also understand, Charlie Manuel has brought us multiple NL titles, all right? A World Series in 2008. He had a great win percentage, which I believe is the second overall in Philly's history, for a manager. Second best win percentage. So, this is how you treat this guy after all he's done for this organization, not to mention all the times that he's, run out and fought with, umpires and things of that nature. This is how you treat a guy who has given his all? Are you serious? This is what you want to do? Now, Phillies, understand this. Ruben Amaro Jr. should be to blame. And I know a lot of people say, well, you always blame Ruben Amaro event. No, understand. When I blame Ruben Amaro for things, I end up being right. Because Ruben Amaro even admits when he's done wrong what I called him on. Okay? Now, I've shown that before in videos. Now, understand. I understand that people want to bring in Ryan Sandberg as the manager. People have been talking about this since last year, all right? Saying that he's going to come in and be the new, the skip. Understand this. For everything that Charlie's done, you let him finish out the season. That's what you do. He deserves that credit. I want to thank Charlie Manuel for what he's done for this city because for people that don't understand, nobody cared about the Phillies really until they won the World Series. Then all of a sudden, we saw all these bandwagoners come out of the forefront. Everyone's a Phillies fan all of a sudden. And how many times in videos have I called out Philadelphia fans on their bandwagoning? And I want to show you a good example of what I mean about the bandwagoning. Because now that the Phillies are losing, they cannot sell tickets. That's right. They're even running a, buy one, get one free. Not only that, but I'm also going to put a link in the info bar that shows you that Phillies tickets are less than the price of pizza these days. So, Philly fans, where's your loyalty? I'm going to the game tonight. Like I said, I have season tickets. I'm going to the game tonight. It's going to be weird not seeing Charlie Manuel, in the bullpen, not in the bullpen, in the dugout. But understand that Phillies fans are walking away. What happened to the diehards? What happened to your loyalty? Like I said, it's gone because the new generation of Phillies fans saw winners and didn't realize what the rest of us had went through before that. That's what it comes down to. You're frauds. That's right, I said it. So understand, like I said, I'm going to the Phillies game later tonight. It's going to be weird to go because of what's going on, but I'm still going to go and enjoy myself at the game. It's just sad to see that Phillies fans, after all this diehard talk, this is how they act. The proof is in the numbers. The proof is in the attendance. Now, I understand that people feel as though the ticket prices are way too high for the way the team has been playing, but you have to understand that was the sacrifice that had to happen when you went and got these big-name contracts to try to win. They have to up the price somewhere so that these guys can get paid. That's what it comes down to. Now, I want to move on to the Eagles, all right? And I want to talk about ticket prices because ticket prices are absolutely ridiculous when it comes to Eagles regular season football this year. You've got to be kidding me. I and many of my friends wanted to go to a number of games this year. I don't think that's going to happen because it's ridiculous. Don't tell me already people are charging $200 per seat. That is ridiculous. And we're not even talking quality seats. It seems like it's going to come down to just doing tailgates in the parking lot again. This is ridiculous. Now, I want to talk about the Eagles QB battle, especially in the preseason, it seems like Michael Vick is going to be your starting quarterback, which I kind of figured, all right? Because Nick Foles, even though he had, I know a lot of people don't think it was a strong showing, but hey, the guy did get into the end zone. He did run. I know a lot of people want to talk about that, that interception. I'm not worried about it, all right? Nick Foles still is struggling. Michael Vick looks sharp. He did, all right? And I'll put it like this. The offense looks like that they can actually cause some damage. But I'll put it like this. You cannot become predictable. They can put up big numbers, regardless of the injuries. They can put up big numbers if they don't become predictable. Now, understand this is preseason football, which means we have not seen all the plays, which means we have not seen all the planning. That means when you go in the regular season, these defenses are going to have something for those wide receivers, especially the wideouts. I like the fact that they put wide receiver 10 mostly on the right-hand side instead of left-hand side. If you're looking, sideways, it would be the bottom side instead of the top side. We talking Tecmo Bowl style. All right? So I'll put it like this. It's good to see him on the right side instead of that. But he still has a problem with getting jammed. Still. I don't understand this. Now, I'll put it like this. Eagles fans, offense should not be much of a problem as long as Vic can stay healthy and hold on to the ball. A lot of people are still saying Vic cannot hold on to the ball. You should know by now, Michael Vick, this is his style of play. This is what you get. What you see is what you get. He's been doing it since Atlanta, all right? So if he's going to drop the ball like that, it's going to happen. High risk, high reward, there's a chance, okay? But also understand, you should be looking at the defense. The defense, I just don't think is there. Not just yet, especially for this scheme. This is going to be definitely a work in progress. So I'll put it like this. This year's Eagles team so far, for what I've seen, it's going to be, in order to win games, they're going to have to score high numbers and quick. We know how this goes. We saw it when McNabb was in the pocket when we did this. They scored early and often in the first half, and then for some reason kind of teetered off, in the second half. We can't have that. But if this is going to happen, they have to strike early. They have to strike often. That's what it comes down to. I don't think this defense is ready for what's going on, especially with these high, these high, potent, strong offenses that are coming in the NFL right now. I don't think they're ready for it. But it is a work in progress. It is a rebuilding season. We will see what happens. I am not sold on Matt Barkley. See the way he played. A lot of you people were saying on Twitter, it's soft the way he's playing. The passes were soft the way he was throwing. I'm not sold on him yet at all. Okay? So as far as I'm concerned, Vic is your number one guy. Foles is your backup. That's how I see it. Emergency quarterback can go Dennis Dixon or, Matt Barkley. I don't think it really matters. I don't think they're going to get past Foles' level anyway at this point. So that's all I have to say about the Eagles right now. Also, I want to talk about a very serious issue right now, which is fighting and killing over sneakers. That's right. Now, on Thursday night, you guys saw that I posted a picture on Twitter. I was coming home Thursday night, and on Walnut Street, there were fighting in the crowds waiting for limited edition release sneakers. That's right. They were even throwing bottles at cars that were driving by. This is a problem, all right? It's not only the problem with those people because it is disgusting to see. And I know some of you people are saying, well, I didn't like your video on Sunday. That was disgusting. I'm going to show you right now exactly what disgusting really looks like, because apparently some of you are still not living in the right, in the real world at this point. Understand, murder, rape, molestations, things like that are disgusting. All right? Me doing a YouTube video and going to meet somebody, that's not disgusting. That's you overreacting. And I know a lot of people say, well, you overreact. No, that's clearly overreacting on your part. Understand, okay? I'm going to make this very clear, that you need to step out of your bubble. And this is not towards, everyone. These are people who overreacted. Step outside of your bubble and realize the real world is very scary. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean right now.
Tonight, police are searching for clues in the teenager's death. His father found 14-year-old Paul Sampleton shot inside their home this afternoon. Channel 2's Eric Phillips in Grayson tonight, where we're learning more about this teen. Eric?
Well, Justin, the crime scene is clear right now, as it has been for about the last hour, but here we are days before Christmas. 14-year-old Paul Sampleton getting home early from school today. Walks into his home, and exactly what happens from there is unclear, but what we do know is it resulted in the teen losing his life. As the evening grew later, I watched as police continued to investigate using canines. As the hours peeled by, more family members showed up, one trying to console the other. Friends pointed us towards several Facebook pictures of the victim, 14-year-old Paul Sampleton. Police say around 2:30 Wednesday afternoon, Sampleton's father found him dead inside his home on Haynes Crest Drive in Grayson. Police say the Grayson high school freshman football player had returned home from school after a half day, the last day before winter break, when someone shot him. Investigators say there was evidence of a robbery inside the home. Friends struggle to make sense of this.
He calls me every day after school, so today I just didn't get a call.
Police say they're looking at several possible motives. His peers believe one of them may involve the teen's extensive shoe collection. They say he frequented a Facebook site where people sell and swap high-priced sneakers and other items.
The boys at our school always trade off shoes. So they trade off shoes. Maybe he knew the person. I don't know.
Several of his friends who also used the site told us they did not want to go on camera, fearful that they could be next.
This is a pretty terrible case.
Now, people from the hood, you know how this is, okay? People have been around for the sneakers since, what, late 80s, early 90s? But it still doesn't make it right. Why hasn't the hood evolved from this? But that's not all. When you have idiots who think it's okay to sit and fight over sneakers or stand in line. And I know a lot of sneakerheads are going to hate me for this because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not standing in line overnight for some sneakers. I'm not doing it, okay? There's people here on Walnut Street. It will be storming out here, and they're going to sit out there all night waiting for sneakers. It could be 120 degrees outside, and they're sitting out there waiting for sneakers. It is not that serious. And for what some of you guys have told me in the past, these people don't even wear these sneakers. They go and sell them straight on eBay for a higher price. You've got to be kidding me. This is something that needs to go. But look how easy it is for people to get pretty much excited over sneakers.
Thanks. Louisville Metro Police had to break up a big fight early today at Jefferson Mall.
Fight was over the release of some new sneakers. Excuse me. Officers were called to the food court in the mall, where 75 to 100 people were reportedly in a fight over pairs of new Air Jordan 11 Retro Concords. A security guard was reportedly trampled by the crowd of people waiting for shoe stores to open early. At least 8 police cars were on the scene. Officers broke up the crowd of people who just had to have their Jordans.
The love for the J's, you feel me? I might sound like a lame right now, but you feel me? Look at the box. The box is cold.
One man at the mall says he bought 2 pairs for $180 a piece and was able to sell one of the pairs for $260 to another person who was waiting in line.
You know what? You do sound like a lame. So that's all it takes is a box to excite you? The box is cold. Are you really? Do you realize how stupid you sound right now? How easily you are entertained by a box? You gotta be kidding me. But you know what? That's not all. I want to get into this real quick because I want to show y'all this, all right? I want to show you this real quick. These are the links I'm going to leave in the info bar for you people, okay? Because this is disgusting. First off, I want to start with stats. Air Jordan shoes responsible for over 1,200 deaths a year. A year among African Americans. More than 20 show related death per week. That's right. Not only that, teenager charged in capital murder over Jordans. A 16-year-old boy killed over Jordans. There will be a video in the link in the info bar for that. Police pepper spray shoppers over sneakers. That's right. All right, that was what was it? Here's another one. Riot breaks out over All-Star Game shoes. There will be a video for that as well. People, understand this. This is something that is getting out of hand. And I have to start questioning the athletes that are involved because it's their name brand shoe. They know that they're a brand now. That's how famous they become. And the companies who put this on, like Nike. Now, I don't want to just blame Jordans, all right? Because it's all shoes that do these limited releases. It's not just Jordans, okay? I don't want to seem like I'm just bagging on, just Jordans. But Nike in general puts these on. And they know the consequences to these things. They know the pandemonium these limited releases, cause to people outside. Now, I know a lot of people at Nike are sitting back and thinking we can still have this. It's not our fault they're killing each other over sneakers. No. If that's what you have to say to clear your conscience from money, then there's something wrong with you. It is your responsibility. It's also their athletes' responsibility because their names are tied to this. If you see somebody getting killed constantly, this happens constantly. Fights, assaults, and murders over sneakers because they just bought them and someone's trying to rob them or whatever. When you are part of that system, you're just as responsible. You can't sit here and say it's just the people, you know, there's always going to be one person. You can't say that. Not in this case. There are way too many times this has happened over the years. It is time for some type of dare I say governing body. There needs to be a stop to this. Nike needs to take the correct precautions next time if they're going to do this. Because a lot of people told me before that, you know, even the Orlando incident, the next time they had a limited release, that Nike pulled the release and was like, we're not going to have a limited release because of the dangers, you know, for crowds. And then later, they still released it anyway as a limited release, and then crowds came back anyway. So it didn't matter. They did it for no reason. You know these people are in danger. You know it is causing deaths and murders, killing. Why are you still doing this, Nike? Or should I say, every, you know, shoe company that decides to do this. I only point out Nike only the fact that they are the main offender of this. Okay? Athletes also, like I said, if your shoe is tied to it, you got LeBron limiteds. I mean, even rappers. Kanye just had a limited edition for his shoes. Why the hell does he have shoes anyway? But it doesn't matter. The fact is, when you tie a big name to shoes, it becomes a problem. People flock to it. And you know you always can find the most ignorant people there. And people who stood in lines, don't tell me you haven't run across anybody that has never been ignorant. All right? Like I said, just Thursday, they were throwing bottles at cars and carry on and fighting in crowds over waiting for shoes. The thing didn't even open yet. And they was just in line waiting for shoes. That's disgusting. That's sickening. But yet, I'm disgusting. Okay, like I said, it is time to reevaluate what you think is disgusting. The fact is, this needs to be taken care of, and it has plagued many communities, all right? Because this is not just a Philadelphia thing. Like I said, the links I'm going to leave you in the info bar, Houston, LA, Orlando, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows this happens no matter where a limited release is. It happens. Yes, I'm sure there are times where it's peaceful, but the fact is, this does not need to happen. It doesn't. These don't happen in hoods like that. No, it's not in bad areas. They put them in nice areas, and the people from the bad areas go to those areas because that's who you're attracting. That's your demographic. But it's whatever, right? I just don't know what I'm talking about, apparently. Once again, in another video, I'm sure that's what you'll say. Like I said, sneakerheads, I understand that's what you love, but a number of you come to me in the past and saying, hey, this is a problem, and it is a big problem. The companies need to step up.